Elephants might be the much loved symbol of Thailand today, yet in the past, they were used as instruments of war. In fact, a tradition of single combat on elephant backs first emerged in Thai history in 13th century during the Sukhothai period. The origins of the elephant duel is still unknown, but there is possibility that the Thais and older Southeast Asian warriors adopted this practice from Sri Lanka. The duel was usually invoked when two major armies face off and when initial skirmishes failed to indicate which party was likely to win. In order to avoid an immensely destructive battle, two opposing parties could negotiate a duel between two figures of equal rank, each mounted on his heavily armed war elephant, along with one or more bodyguards behind the warrior, and a mount in front to guard the animal. At the agreed moment, these two would rush forward and attempt to disarm, while kill or unseat each other. It was understood that the outcome would settle the entire battle once and for all.
It is the single combat between King Naresuan and the Crown Princess of Burma, Mingichawa, which has been remembered as one of the most legendary battles in Thai history. The fight was at the Battle of Nong Sarai in 1592, which was a pivotal battle of the Siam-Burmese Wars. Of this time, the two leaders perched atop their elephant engaged in a fierce and heavily romantic duel. Accounts of the battle differ with many conflicting views and details. However, the story which is usually told is based on royal chronicle of Ayutthaya. Naresuan, the Siamese princess who led the rebellion, bravely came forward on his war elephant and loudly challenged the Burmese to a duel. His heroic words were transmitted in the annals. Whatever is our loyal older brother doing standing in the shade of a tree? Come forth and let us fight an elephant duel for the honor of our kingdom.
Thus, the Thai prince shamed the Burmese crown prince into accepting a challenge. The Thai elephant, being in wrath, went berserk and rushed toward the enemy. The Burmese crown prince flashed with his fight, but Naresuan turned and avoided being hit. Naresuan slashed with his sword, hitting the Burmese prince's right shoulder and cutting deeply into his opponent's chest. At this time, Naresuan's elephant driver was hit and killed by an enemy bullet. Prince Naresuan's brother, the future king, Ekatosarot, fought with General Mangjacharo and also won that contest. The Thai army then rushed forward, slashing and stabbing, forced the enemy to retreat in defeat, and pursued them until the Burmese were no longer on Siamese territory. It should be noted that historical accounts of the battle differ greatly with many conflicting views and details. There are around 10 different accounts of the incident, and it's important to state at the beginning that not one of these claims to be an eyewitness account. And these are all different. No two are the same, and they differ about every single detail of the thing.
Then, there is the question of whether it was a formal duel, whether Naresuan challenged the Burmese prince, or in some account, they just met in the middle of the battle and fought against one another. More importantly, there is a big difference in how he is killed. The mainstream version, Naresuan killed him with a sword, but in other versions, the Burmese prince is killed with a bullet. Today, the elephant battle is remembered as one of Thailand's finest moments and has become a vital part of the nation's psyche. Naresuan's victory, along with freeing Thais from Burmese subjugation, saw him earn the title Naresuan the Great, and statue of him and his elephant battle can be found all over Thailand. The date of the battle, January the 18th century, has been adopted as a national holiday and celebrated each year as a Royal Thai Ahmed for this day.